What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys my review for Boruto episode 245. So this was a very interesting episode. I'm going to give my rating of this towards the end, of course, but I can at least tell you guys that I was pleased, surprisingly pleased I would say, with what actually happened this episode. So this one started off with Hebichigo on the run from Buntan and Kyoho, which is something that's following up from the end of episode 244, where Hebichigo pretty much abandoned her mission, and she also knocked out Metal. We also see that Metal is pretty sad about what happened with Hebichigo, and they're planning, everybody's just planning about the Funato members coming by during this time. So everybody's planning what they're going to do exactly, but the big twist here is that a Funato member is actually spying on them. That changes things because they weren't ready for that. So they're the ones who thought they were spying on the Funato, but a Funato guy is spying on them. So that was a little twist thrown in this episode. And what happens is this Funato guy goes and he reports back to another Funato guy who is overheard by Hebichigo. So Hebichigo overhears this and how they're planning on sneak attacking the shinobi while they send a few decoy Funato guys, so that all their attention will be towards the ravine where the decoy Funato guys are. And as Hebichigo hears this, she feels guilt and is very conflicted. She's very sad. She's trying to think about what to do because she just doesn't want to go back because she doesn't want to die. But now she's feeling a little more conflicted about that. So then we see the execution of this plan, and the Funato clan goes on to ambush everyone, and it seems like what happens then is that their trap actually ends up getting reversed, because Hebichigo, along with Buntan and Kyoho, actually come in and sneak attack the sneak attackers, and they all come and save Kagura right on time. This also had some solid, nice animation. Hebichigo also told the other two, what she had overheard, so they ended up making a plan to ambush the ambushers. So this was a nice way of, her redeeming herself a little bit for even abandoning them in the first place. Then Funamushi shows up, who is, their big leader right now of this current platoon, and what he does is he uses a water tornado jutsu that would have normally taken everyone out, but Team 5, so the team with Denki, Iwabe, and Metal Lee, arrived right on time because they were alerted by Mitsuki's snake. So they come by right on time to clear the pathway for the others, otherwise they would have been trapped. I mean, I know people are going to say Boruto could have used karma, right? And that's true, he could have, but he's also using the pills right now, so there's a valid excuse, not to use it, at least not unless it's a life or death situation, which this could have been. Maybe this would have triggered it back in some way, but it didn't, and the others showed up on time. I also do want to say I thought it was pretty good writing that Mitsuki's snake went and alerted them on time. I did like that, so I wanted to point that out. And another thing that I thought was cool to point out was that Metal Lee was pretty happy to see Hebichigo back, and I thought it was pretty funny how she was struggling to admit that she came back for her friends because she's starting to feel kind of a friendship bond between everybody growing. So she was trying her best not to admit that. I thought that was pretty funny. So then we actually have a few team ups that I thought were pretty cool when the Funato, progress on. And I thought some cool ones were that Sarada and Buntan teamed up and used their lightning ball jutsu to take out some Funato guys. I thought that was a cool combination. Iwabe and Kyoho were also doing some great teamwork as well. And to top it off, we had Lee and Hebichigo teaming up as well. She was actually using him for protection so she wouldn't die. Kind of selfish, but at least they got a little team up there, and I think it makes most sense to use Metal Lee for that. I am glad that everyone's getting a little more shine, so that also made me like this episode more, along with some solid animation. Um, and then what happens is that Funamushi ends up creating a water tornado with this soldier's blood. So pretty much the plan that everyone had came up with was to cover all the water areas so he couldn't use his water tornado, but little did they know that he could also do that with blood, and that's actually what he ended up doing, which is pretty crazy. He used his soldier's blood to use one of his strongest jutsu. And this is what leads us into the climax of the episode, which would be Kagura saying that he's going to make a sacrifice. He ends up using a ton of chakra, and he ends up changing the form of his sword. So the sword ends up expanding, and it breaks the water tornado. And I do want to say I really love how he said that he pretty much asked for his grandfather Yagura, as well as the current Mizukage Chojuro, to give him strength. I did really like that. One of my favorite lines of the episode for sure, and I do believe that his little scene had some good animation as well. So to end off the episode, we see Funamushi is now holding Kagura hostage with a water sword, and to end off the episode, he stabs him through the chest with it. And this scene had some pretty amazing art. Everybody was stunned, especially Boruto and Kagura. Their reactions are the best here. Kagura because, he's the one who got hit, and Boruto because he's the closest by and he's the main character, so they're going to show that. But yeah, Boruto was absolutely stunned, and he screams out Kagura, and Kagura pretty much, if these are his last words, he says, he mutters Boruto's name at the end over there, and that's how the episode ends. So just based off how this ended, I would assume that next episode would be pretty crazy, with Boruto going crazy, as well as some of the others that really care about Kagura if he really is dead. I personally hope he's not, but unfortunately, I have been trying to avoid spoilers for it on Twitter, but I have a little bit of an idea what's to come, which kind of sucks, because that's on me for being behind. But it is something that I'm hoping is done well, at least next episode, so I guess we'll see when I bring out that review. But this one, overall, I thought this was a pretty good episode. Probably the best episode of this arc, if I'm being honest. A lot of good stuff. Everything came together from the last few episodes of setup, so a lot of things made sense, and a lot of things were pretty enjoyable. So I'm giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good episode. Let's hope they can keep it up. And I guess I will see you guys for my review of episode 246. But be sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a good day or night. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.